Hey guys, Beardy and Kay here from Mantelligence. And Larry, the monkey. And today we're going to show you exactly how to stop being an immature guy for long enough to get a hot date. Right, Kay?
That's right, Beardy. And guys, this might just be our most important video yet because there are things that make you look immature that you don't even know you do. And we're not talking about the obvious things like lack of grooming, playing too many video games, and scratching your butt.
Larry, stop. Seriously, bro, we're live on camera right now.
We're talking about the less obvious and lesser known things immature men do that immediately turn off 99.9% of women. And because we prefer to end things on a highly positive and instructive note, we're also going to share one of the most important things mature men do that attracts the most elusive hotties. Here are 5 things that make you look immature to women you probably didn't even know about. Number 5, don't wake daddy.
Guys, one of the fastest ways to come off as immature and turn off the girl you're interested in is so common among single dudes that we have to tackle it head on. It's definitely not one of the tricks to get girls to chase you. Instead, it's certified hot girl repellent. Kay, can you break it down for them? I can't.
Sure, Beardy. Guys, are you sitting down? Because this might sting a little. Fellas, the last thing a woman wants is to agree to go back to your place and have to tiptoe around mom and dad. Or even worse, and infinitely more awful, to have to meet mom and dad. Remember that old game, Don't Wake Daddy? Probably not. Kids these days. Well, the only thing more terrifying would be if you lived in the basement and your name wasn't really Tom, it was Norman Bates. And we totally get it. Rent is skyrocketing all over. It's getting harder and harder to make ends meet. And that's why it's so hard to share this important fact with you. Alpha men don't live with their parents. They have their own place. And maybe it's a totally unfair status thing that you shouldn't be judged for. But the fact of the matter is that your living situation speaks volumes about you. To a woman, a guy who still lives at home with mom and dad is not a man. It's a clear sign of immaturity and suggests that you lack the independence and wherewithal to live on your own. Want to look more independent and get more respect from everyone, but especially women? Check out this video from my buddy Alpha M.
Number 4, man cave blues. Being single and living on your own can be challenging. One of the most common questions we get from single men in our Mantelligence community is whether or not it's a turnoff to live with roommates. And the not so simple answer is, it depends. Fellas, if the budget is tight or you live in a high rent area, get some respectful roommates to share the burden if you need to. Ain't no shame in the game. Having roommates is totally acceptable as long as you choose the right people. The wrong roommates can spell disaster for your love life, and the right roommates, respectable, neat, tidy, gainfully employed, can actually boost your maturity level and make you more attractive to women, especially if it's part of your short-term or long-term financial plan to save money. Because here's a little secret nobody else is going to tell you. Savings accounts are super sexy. But the flip side, the wrong roommates can absolutely ruin your chances with any girl. Messy, lazy roommates will lead to a dirty, cluttered home. And guys, there's absolutely zero high-level alpha male body language tricks powerful enough to overcome the bad impression of a nasty home. To a woman, it reeks of male fraternity and immaturity. In fact, this goes for any living situation.
Whether you live alone or share the rent, the way you maintain your humble abode is just as important as your personal style and grooming habits. So here's the solution. Try to keep a neat, tidy, and super cool man cave. Interested in some tips on creating a badass man cave that women will love? Check out our home design blog for men over at thegolden.com. Number 3, dropping stacks on crap. Guys, let's circle back to the fact that savings accounts are sexy, because it has to do with the next sensitive item on our list.
Hey, Kay, can I borrow a few dollars for lunch?
We just got paid, Beardy. What happened to all your money?
Well, me and Larry got a killer deal on these super cool nunchucks that we couldn't pass up.
You spent all your money on nunchucks?
No, we also got these super awesome ninja stars.
Guys, if you're looking for one of the main reasons girls think you're unattractive, I think we've found it. And this isn't about the shallow pursuit of money for the sake of money. We're not talking about how many zeros are padding your bank account, or how expensive your threads are, or what kind of car you drive. Guys, we're talking about some basic financial discipline. The lack of it is a huge red flag for any woman and a surefire sign that you're probably tracking pretty low on the maturity spectrum, like Larry over here.
Larry, for the last time, bro, stop scratching your butt. You're not even wearing pants. Larry, where are your pants? You're not Donald Duck.
Admittedly, it feels a bit strange to quote the good book at this moment, but I believe it was King James who once wrote, "When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things."
Kay, does this mean we have to return the nunchucks?
Beardy, just please try not to hurt each other. Guys, struggling or being broke can be an unfortunate part of life. We all go through it from time to time. It builds character. But being irresponsible with the money you have is a telltale sign that you're probably lacking discipline in other areas of life too. And it's one of the main things that make you look immature to women. Now that you're practically an expert at not coming off as ridiculously immature to women, don't forget that at the end of this video, we're going to share one of the most important things mature men do that really drives women wild. So stick around till the end for some must-have advice. Let's get back to the last 2 items on our list. Number 2, never, don't not back down. Fellas, in the age of information overload, we're constantly inundated with examples of men being men. And the problem is that not all the examples we see are the right ones. There's clearly a prominent resurgence in masculinity in the media. The hard-drinking, never-back-down cowboy type has been reinvented and rebranded over and over again. Pair that with the explosion in mixed martial arts in the UFC, and grown men are actually running around throwing fists like boys on the playground. Conor McGregor, once an amazing fighter and athlete to be admired, now finds himself repeatedly in the media spotlight for bullying and fighting outside the ring. Fellas, here's the truth. That kind of behavior is one of the things high-value men never do. In fact, it's one of the fastest ways to drive off your crush and turn off any woman. And that doesn't mean you can't be physically fit or an expert assassin with your jujitsu skills. But there's a huge difference between being a hot-headed bully and a fully capable, physically fit man. Henri Louis Bergson once wrote, "Think like a man of action, act like a man of thought." Real alpha men don't act aggressively, and they don't bully others to achieve success. And here's why. High-value men have the self-confidence to know they don't need to posture or display their strength or abilities. It's immature guys who lack adequate self-confidence that feel the need to puff up like a rooster and use intimidation. Because just like the rooster who tries to puff up to appear bigger than they really are, immature men who rely on bullying and intimidation are actually just little chickens deep down. And it's safe to say most women prefer to eat chickens, not date them. Number 1, dwell on the dark side. Sometimes guys can come off as really immature and unattractive to women without any specific action or behavior. Oftentimes, it's just a guy's words that can cast him in a terrible light. And because it's a little more subtle and seemingly harmless, this is actually one of the most unattractive things guys don't know they do. And this is because our words, specifically how we speak about others, are symptomatic of how we think. Simply put, an ugly and dirty mind creates an unattractive man. Not convinced? Consider this. Keanu Reeves is an incredible man who has simultaneously been dubbed both the most badass assassin and the nicest, most humble guy in Hollywood. Can you imagine him talking smack about another guy? Of course not. It just doesn't happen because it's another one of the things high-value men never do. The most admirable and successful men that women find most attractive tend to display a certain pair of traits, and those traits are unwavering humility and kindness. So in your pursuit of being the most amazing and mature man you can be that any woman would love to be with, don't forget to be mindful of your words as well as your actions.
One thing all mature men do that drives women crazy. Now that we know the main things that make you look immature to women, here's the one thing you can do to catapult you into mature manly status. And as the saying goes, there just ain't nothing better than a man with a plan. And there's no surefire way to drive off a girl faster than wandering through life with no life plan. And guys, we get it. You're laid back. You go with the flow. You have faith that life will carry your positive nature and wholesome intentions to bigger and better things. Shucks, they probably will. But 99.9% of women want to know that you have a vague destination in mind. Because life is like a road trip. If you don't know where you're going, you're probably lost. And if you've ever been lost on a road trip with a woman you're trying to impress, you know it's a nightmare that you need only experience just once. Now, that doesn't mean there's only one way to get where you're trying to go. Guys, your life's roadmap can be as technically detailed or as haphazardly scribbled as your heart desires. But mature men, the kind of men women want to be with, have a vague idea of where they're headed.
All right, fellas, what things make guys look insanely mature that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Gentlemen, today we're showing you 10 ways to make a girl lose her mind with how much she wants you. For every woman, there exists a precise combination of actions, an exact sequence of events that can cause her to be completely, utterly, hopelessly infatuated with you. The only thing is, most of the time the sequence of events isn't very obvious. Well, today, we're going to show you how to crack the code. And because we don't want women putting up the blinders as soon as you start trying, we're also showing you the number one thing you can do to go from being the most wanted man in town to being a guy nobody remembers. Number 10, fuel the fire. This is where it starts, and if you skip this part, you're gonna miss out on the potent chemistry that'll make everything else a whole lot easier down the line. Think of it like this. Attraction sometimes needs a jump start, and that jump start is only possible by making a girl ask herself one simple question. Does he like me? No matter where it ultimately goes, it all starts with a girl being curious about you. So your first job is to remember to plant the seeds of intrigue. How? We'll be showing you some of the ways to do that here in this video. But the easiest way is this. Don't worry if a girl suspects you might like her because of something you do. Maybe you like her, maybe you don't. Either way, now you've got the perfect jumping off point to get started. Number 9, look at her like you want her. What if we told you that girls can feel the weight of your attraction to them through eye contact alone, and all you've got to do is try not to hide it? When you look at a girl as you're feeling most attracted to her, she'll notice and she'll melt. It's impossible not to. But the trick is it's got to be genuine attraction, and it's got to be eye contact alone. Under no circumstances shall you do anything that diminishes the power of your eye contact in that moment. Girls want guys to be attracted to them. Of course they do. They also want to know you like them before they commit to anything. What they don't want is for guys to come on too strong. So by letting your look do the talking, you align yourself with everything a girl wants. And since you're not giving too much, you make her want you to give her even more. Number 8, don't put a label on it. With labels come rules, and as soon as you've got rules, things become a little more formal and a little less fun. Now, that's not to say that being in an official relationship isn't fun, but there's a reason why most couples look back fondly on their early days. The late nights, the unpredictability and spontaneity, the secrecy, all the elements that create the excitement and unrelenting attraction that a girl can feel for you when your two worlds collide. So, how do you keep the good times rolling? Keep it low-key. Hide it from friends, rendezvous in secret, sneak kisses in public. Do these things and we guarantee you'll build a bond together that will forge intense, long-lasting feelings of attraction between the both of you. Number 7, steal a car together. Okay, wait. Before you commit Grand Theft Auto, don't actually steal a car. What we meant to say is that when you're with a girl, if you're not doing anything exciting, she's not going to be excited to hang out with you again. So instead of Netflix and chill, try something a little more dangerous, like ziplining, go-karting, or an amusement park. Whatever you do, you have to get her blood pumping if you want her to want you. Because according to science, when humans are excited or scared, they find the opposite sex more attractive. So get wild with her. She'll get excited and attribute that feeling to you. Plus, Netflix and chill can always come later. Number 6, know where she's coming from. Everybody knows girls develop faster than boys, and in the dating world, it's no different. Not only do girls typically go on more dates, they also go on more bad dates. And by bad dates, we mean going out with guys who are freaking pine nuts weird. So understandably, a girl's gonna be a little weary of you when you first hang out. So what can you do? Just show her you're cool by letting her be in the driver's seat. Hands off. But here's where things get complicated. Most guys know not to be a weirdo. In fact, they do everything they can not to be one. The thing is, everybody's got a different definition of weird. What's one girl's weird might be your Tuesday night. And not only that, most guys tend to overcorrect to seem less creepy and end up just seeming more weird in the process. So what are we saying? Don't overthink it. Make her feel safe, but don't be overbearing. Show her you're in control, but don't be controlling. The more you can do that, the more comfortable she'll be. Hey guys, if you like our stuff, keep watching because we've got 5 more tips to get a girl to want you and the number 1 thing a guy can do that will have immediate negative consequences. So stay tuned. Okay, on to number 5. Number 5, vocal charisma. The fact of the matter is this: there's no way to get a girl to want you and only you unless you offer something rare. In general, it works like this. A girl who thinks you're attractive thinks you're more attractive than everyone else. A girl who finds you hilarious thinks she won't find anyone funnier. Whatever a girl finds in a guy, to her, it's rare. And what may be one of the rarest qualities of them all is charisma. That stuff is hard to come by. Like confidence, charisma takes time to master. But there's one thing you can do to get it into gear today. One of the most overlooked ways of exuding natural charisma is to avoid speaking in monotone. It seems inconsequential, but you'd be surprised how many guys drone on and on in the same flat tone. By adjusting your timing and varying the pace and intensity of how you speak, you'll immediately double your charisma levels and create a varied sound that commands attention and is irresistible acceptable to girls. Number 4, do the dance. If a girl already knows she wants you, she'll give you the signs. When this happens, mention that thing that two people do when they like each other and want to have fun. You know, dancing. Obviously, you shouldn't bring it up out of the blue, but if the conversation is headed in that direction, discreetly ask her about the craziest place she's ever danced or what her favorite dance moves are. Because for a girl who likes to dance, talking about it will inevitably make her think about it, and it might get her in the mood to do some dancing. And she's gonna need a partner. Number 3, callback. At the end of the day, most girls, and people really, simply want to be heard and remembered. It might seem like a low bar, but when a girl's friends routinely forget about stuff she tells them, it can be a refreshing, surprising experience for Mr. Random to remember her name, let alone something she said. You don't need to be obvious about it, but if you can remember something a girl said a few weeks ago, like an upcoming job interview or a birthday, you can be sure she's gonna remember you. Number 2, your phone is not your friend. In this day and age, we can communicate with anyone we like in a matter of seconds. And you'd be a fool not to take advantage of that, right? Whoa, not so fast. Remember, we're not just trying to get on a girl's radar, we're trying to get her to want you. Entirely different thing. And overutilizing your phone might hurt that. This is a tough one for some guys and impossible to avoid for others. So all we'll say is this: your phone has the potential to kill your allure if you're not careful. We're not saying it will, but it exposes you to oversharing and over-communication, which is the antithesis of everything needed to be the apple of your girl's eye. Number 1, be an idea man. You've probably read the following quote somewhere on the internet: small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, great minds discuss ideas. Which sounds good until you realize Eleanor Roosevelt was just trying to hurt your feelings. There are ideas for minds of every size, and whatever they're about, don't be afraid to share. This is the final part of getting a girl to want you: being relatable. If all you talk about is a single set of ideas, you become either inaccessible or not worth it. On the other hand, if you're the kind of person who can talk to anyone about anything, you've got one of the most coveted personality traits there is. So don't hold back. Don't dismiss a conversation with anybody, and watch as girls and anybody else vies for your attention. As promised, let's get into the real reason you stuck around. The number 1 thing you can do to make a girl decide you're more trouble than you're worth. When you finally get a girl to be interested in you, you might be inclined to suppress your personality, which quite frankly is normal for just about everyone. People get nervous and nobody wants to get hurt, so they filter themselves and sometimes even agree with things they normally wouldn't. But eventually your true self will have to come out, and if you're not careful, you might get so comfortable with her that you become an entirely different person. Maybe you've suppressed your anger problems the entire time, or maybe you're just plain annoying when you're comfortable with people. Whatever the case, if you're not yourself in the early stages of a relationship, she'll be wondering why the guy she's breaking up with is entirely different than the one she fell for in the first place. Gentlemen, want to get more respect and be taken more seriously? Check out this video from my buddy Alpha M. He breaks down things that make you look less mature to everyone, not just women. It will help more people take you seriously and get that respect you deserve.